don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Why can't we remember a goddamn thing from last night? Because we obviously had a great fucking time.
All right, welcome to episode 9 of the podcast.
Episode 9.
Episode 9. This is Jason.
This is Chris.
And this week we have our special guest who has a mouthful of sub. Take it out. Chew. Swallow. Keep chewing. Keep swallowing.
You're talking to
Yes, take another mouthful. James has finally decided to show up. It took 9 weeks.
Seriously?
9. This is the 9th episode of the podcast. Can you believe we've been doing this for over 2 months now?
No. The fact that we hit 2 weeks was amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's over 2 months now that we've been doing this. So anyways, welcome to my home theater, James.
I got a sub sandwich too, so it wouldn't pick up too much on the microphone.
You have no idea how loud you eating is probably going to be on this microphone.
It's the same. I don't know. It was either that or I got really fucking confused coming on my way down here because I got down to Miller Parkway and a couple blocks past National, and over here, Popeyes. Right here, KFC.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
Popeyes is relatively new. It's been popular as hell.
Yeah, so I went to Cousins. it's a little bit quieter to eat, and it wouldn't be as disturbing.
I had option A and option B. I went for option R.
What? Literally, no, option C. Literally.
Yes.
I don't know what about chicken is loud, I guess.
This turkey home.
No, but you said you went to. This is going to be loud as fuck while I'm opening my Girl Scout cookies.
I get that.
What about? You said
I get the extra crispy.
How is that louder than fucking potato chips?
I guess my eating habits are not really honed in as well as other more mature people.
You not care about the decibel level of your food when you pick it out?
No. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have difficulty breathing through my nose just in general. I'm a snorer.
No.
So, the smallest little bit of food, can't do it. Just gotta sit there and chomp away at it. Let everybody else worry about it. I sure as hell don't have to.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, it was good to be back home.
There goes the tribble.
Does that happen?
There it goes. It's going to go.
Oh, it's still on the shelf.
Nope. Stayed on the shelf.
Does that do that?
It's sound activated.
I thought maybe that was a vaporizer for a second, but you never know.
So,
it was good to be back home because I stopped at Cousins Subs on my way here. And on that note about being black before, that was previously stated, I walked into Cousins. Everybody in there, well, not everybody because the two people were Korean that were working behind the counter, but everybody in there, African American. I drew absolutely no attention whatsoever. And little mom and her 2 daughters walk in, white as all of us in this room. It's like the whole place shifted their attention onto this group of white people. Sometimes I just think it's not real. Like Jet Li the One, I'm someone different. Like I'm walking through this place completely unknowing of what really I look like.
So you believe what you see as your reflection in the mirror is not what everyone else sees.
So it's like Quantum Leap. You're like Sam Beckett.
Yes.
You're a black man who's leaped into a white man's body.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I were, who I would really want to look like. Like what black person I would want to look like the most.
Halle Berry?
No. That philosophy doesn't work. Because that's always you always asking, dude. If you had tits, how long would it be before you got sick of them?
When I died?
Fucking, yeah, exactly. Fucking never.
The day I died?
after like 3 weeks.
He's like, that's fucking annoying.
Because guys are so simple and stupid. It's like you'd begin playing with yourself, and then eventually you'd want to go for the home run until you realize, you stick your 2 fingers down there and realize, oh yeah, that's right. It comes out. It doesn't go in. So there'd be no, playing with your own titties would be pointless and stupid. I would never want them, ever.
We've hit so many topics on it.
All right, that's been this week of That Damn Thing. We're 5 minutes in.
I'm already just, my mind is blown. It's like, how did we get to this?
We brought James.
How did we get there?
No fucking idea. You went to Cousins.
Oh, but because who would I look like? That's right.
Wait, but we paused you on a story so that we could start recording.
But that was the story then.
Was that the story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
I walked into a room full of black people and drew absolutely no attention to the white woman with 2 babies that walked in behind me. You could just feel the death.
I have no idea what this episode's going to be titled.
I feel as though I burned last week's episode.
It was just kind of like the black version of the scene from American History X where Edward Norton rips open his t-shirt and shows his Nazi symbol.
Yeah.
And, you're not fucking welcome here.
Yeah.
Like, you just, that was the vibe. Koreans, me. We didn't want those little white women there. They just didn't belong.
So in this version, would it be like a fist, like a Black Panther thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, oh, just not welcome here, lady. Turn around and go somewhere else for your own safety.
You didn't dress for James today. Green, brown, orange.
No. It's been teased for so long that I just, until I got here, saw you standing here, I didn't believe it. I saw that car sitting out there. That could be James.
Could be James.
But it also could not.
It was Schrodinger's car.
Yes.
Until you saw him. It was both James's and not James's car.
Very much so, yes.
I don't get out here often.
No, clearly.
I used to live here.
In this house?
No.
That would surprise me.
No.
Because the 94-year-old woman that lived here before me obviously didn't know you were here.
Oh, well, that too.
Wait a minute, I got a story for that.
Google let me down on the way here. I printed out the instructions.
Usually does.
For whatever reason, they told me to go to Forest Home.
Yeah.
Get down there, go to Forest Home, and then it was just like enjoy the journey through the 50 states. It was like left on Utah, right on Nebraska.
Yeah.
The fuck? 54, I get to 54th on Oklahoma. I'll just go down to Oklahoma, turn left, and I'll get there.
Yep.
House is on the right. Bullshit. Today it's going to be on the left, fucking Google.
It is. That is nice, though, because you know what that does? Prevents people who don't live on my street from coming down my street.
Yep.
It severely lessens the traffic. It's hard enough to get here knowing where you're going, much less, not going.
Even though Google had a point, because if you would have went the way that Google went, it would have literally, you would have just pulled right up in front of his house, and there you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us actually know how to Y-turn and, turn around, and God forbid we make things too difficult for our little children of the future. Fucking little brats.
And then, of course, I'm sitting here, and then I get a text message on my phone. Which door? Front? Which door do you want me to come in? Front? I went, no, side. All right, and I'm standing and watching out the window, right up to the front door. I was like, what was the point of the question? Because at that point, you texted me, put your phone right back in your pocket, and no matter what the response I was, you were going to go to the front door.
Yeah, because from where I come from, something totally different happens at the side door. The side door serves a very specific purpose.
Yeah, to get in and out of my house.
Only.
Well, you're delivering yourself to my house.
No. Yeah, you're right. It was more of a formality, because all I did was text you, and I was pretty much already at the front door. There was no way I was showing up at the side door. I don't trust the world enough for that. That's probably what happened to Whatever the dude was. I just totally lost it.
The dude.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened to whatever that dude.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Who does the thing
That guy did the thing.
from the place.
Whatever guy got assassinated that started World War One. It's like Drake. Ferdinand.
Duke Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah.
There's a story about him
He
on
went
Reddit.
to
I
the
saw this
side
morning.
door.
Yeah.
Like, they had like 6 different people were tasked with assassinating him, and like all of them failed
Yeah.
spectacularly until the last guy.
Well, they don't keep trying after they succeed.
What if he was secretly Hitler's father? Did you ever see a picture of the dude?
No.
He kind of resembles.
Oh, fucking Christ. So, anyways, we're all here. Fantastic. Chris, how are you?
Heather
Not dying anymore.
was out of town this weekend.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning
Mm-hmm.
with an issue that usually requires the assistance of a woman. Needless to say, I didn't know what to do, so I just pulled out the old cellular phone and I Googled. I turned on a TV first, and Shaun of the Dead was on.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can't work with this. If Shaun of the Dead is your thing, then whatever.
No, but it inspired me because the chick in there, just given my current situation and circumstances, the chick in there, she had been roughed up a little bit. I don't know for sure, maybe donkey punched once or twice. But
nope, pretty sure she wasn't, James.
She was wearing the
just so we're all clear. I don't feel as though that was part of the story of Shaun of the Dead.
Script? It could have been in the script. They might have just ad-libbed it.
I didn't do either one of those things.
Needless to say,
Trust me.
she was wearing a white t-shirt, and it was tighter, which is perfectly fine for me. But then that got me thinking, hey, sure enough, he did say side door.
Yeah.
I like the shape.
You don't need to
those
answer.
look like some they were like I could four-seam fastball those things. That was kind of what I was thinking at the time. So then I said, Jason and Chris are always telling me that what is it, Rule 34?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I googled.
Well,
Well, hold on.
hang on.
If Rule 34 is a scary place because you're going to see things that you don't want to see.
But I was very specific in my search.
Okay.
Well, if you were specific in your search and you got the result that you wanted,
A plus.
good on you because
On Google, but Reddit failed me.
Okay.
that's not
Because I
surprising.
went to. I was
There's an
looking
entire
for-
Rule 34 subreddit. So
Yeah, that's not what I was looking for.
Good.
You know,
Yep.
we spend a lot of time on Reddit, but Reddit is really filled with a lot of disappointment.
I just assumed that I could
There's a
find
lot of
some.
terrifying things I read. There are places that we don't go.
And ironically, by this time, it's been way too long, and I've gotten up and peed, and shit's
Well,
already,
yeah.
that shit's taken care of. It's gone. It's back, flaccid. And, but I'm still committed to this search. Like, she was looking kind of good. Like, I want to see what other kind of B-cup women there are out there. So I Googled
You're gonna get something ready for the bank.
it.
You're going to restock?
No, not even. Just gotta let that one happen. Once you pee, that shit, yeah, it's all done and over with because the pee is supposed to just clear out the rest of the track for whatever doesn't make it.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't know. I don't know. I don't really. We don't know each other on that
No.
level.
I hope you never do.
And seeing as I'm feeling slightly uncomfortable at the moment,
You want to go check on it?
Yeah.
You need to step out?
yeah, I'm alright.
You want to trade
continue.
spots? You want me to sit there?
Down which path?
What?
I can go to. We are at a crossroads. You paused at kind of a bad time because I could go two different ways at the moment. We can continue talking.
Go whatever
about
direction you feel
what happens
comfortable,
when
James.
men are at home or what.
I'm
B cups.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
so lost. Let's go with B cups.
B cups.
Okay,
Google
B-cups.
returns some very satisfactory results.
Yes.
Of course.
Reddit was probably just a bad search because it was completely unrelated.
Well, if you want to see the land of that size, just go to Reddit Gone Wild because that's pretty much.
see, that one came up, but I just did that one the other day when we were having lunch.
Yeah, that's typically the grounds for the type of people that participate in Gone Wild have that general size of.
You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I
Chest.
remember that I think it actually led me there, and I did go there. And it was actually kind of I don't know, gross. Because like every post, like this is boring. Every post on there was something along the lines of "Want to come fuck me," and then it was a picture of, of a presenter.
You know what's best? The ones that go, "I'm shy," and then you see your
No.
butthole. Those two things don't go together.
Usually not.
It just, it was kind of a letdown. I would have thought that there was a subreddit for that.
Oh, there's a subreddit for everything.
Then help me out.
I don't.
Where do I go?
I don't know.
I'm still all right.
I don't
to
want to
go.
know
I still haven't achieved this.
the depths of the bottom feeding subreddits. I don't know because I don't go there.
Oh, this is what I did here. /r/real girls.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one, I'm sure.
I was actually kind of
I
considering
think
what
I've
the
seen that one
headline is
before.
on that one. I was almost nervous to go there because it says over 18.
Well,
Yeah,
there-
made that mistake
Well,
before.
hold on. Let's
Fuck.
before you incriminate yourself and I have to turn this podcast over to the authorities. Reddit purposefully banned anything under 18 a couple years ago.
All right.
So that has been a thing. And now, actually, just this past week, they enacted the policy of no stolen porn. So they'll
I
no
saw
longer
that
do
one.
like
They have it
revenge
on
porn.
the homepage. Yeah, I saw
But no,
that.
they used to defend under the guise of free speech or whatever. They wouldn't promote that kind of crap. Like there was child porn, and I think there was a subreddit called Jailbait.
Yep.
And that was a really popular subreddit. And
It shouldn't be.
Reddit would
No,
never.
it shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be. But under we're not okay with this, but we're not going to take it down because that's elimination of free speech on the net. I think in 2012 they finally reversed course and started taking that shit down.
They probably just renamed it like Alabama
No,
Style
trust
or
me,
something.
it's gone.
It's like all of a sudden that got like mainstream media.
That's what
attention.
happened. That's what happened. Mainstream media. Well, and right around the same time, Reddit went corporate.
Gone Wild is a fappy good time.
Yeah.
700,000 plus something or the other. I don't really know what that means.
700,000 plus subscribers is probably what it does.
Subscribers?
Mhm.
Is it a newspaper?
No, you can. When you log into Reddit, there's your default subreddits. When you create an account, you can subscribe to a subreddit, and then
Oh.
in your
That's
list
just
of
kind of
default.
like a subscription on YouTube? Like
Kind
you
of, yeah,
subscribe to a
you're just
channel?
following that channel. Yep, it's the same thing. So you can subscribe to a subreddit, just so it's always in your default list.
Where should I go to get B cups on Reddit? Because that's what I typed. I just searched B cups and I got like RBI baseball.
Well,
which I was all right with that. I'm all right with a baseball read every now
hold
and
on.
again.
Let me let me check my Reddit account. Well, let's see.
And then, oh, dude, that's why. Because to like even further, move your mind away from your original issue when you woke up in the morning.
Wait, I didn't have the issue.
No, this is my issue.
Yeah, it's your
you said
issue.
your original issue. This is
Yeah,
your original.
but to be grammatically correct, I had to talk about myself in the third person.
No, you didn't. That's
I
not
told you,
grammatically correct.
Because
That's
otherwise, it
grammatically
just
incorrect.
sounds like yet another Seinfeld character, the Jimmy.
You
You
can be
familiar with that guy? They did an episode where the guy's name was Jimmy, and he always refers to himself as Jimmy. And he hits on Elaine, and
Oh,
she thinks
yes.
it's like his friend,
Jimmy,
even though it's
Jimmy
really
thinks-
Jimmy. Like, Jimmy's pissed, Jimmy's upset, Jimmy's new in town, Jimmy thinks you're kind of good looking. Anyway, the point is, through this B cup search on Reddit,
Mhm.
I got to the page where women were looking for bras that fit.
Yeah, Reddit, a bra
Mhm.
that fits. Yep,
Yep.
Yeah. And like,
that's a legit place.
it's amazing, like the shit that like shuts down that part of a man's brain. Like you just kind of are like, this is so interesting. I'm not even thinking about what my problem was when I woke up this morning.
Well, and that
Like,
one.
there's something I could potentially learn from this.
Well, and that is not a porn subreddit. That is
No.
a legit community of women that are looking for correct fitting bras. Chris,
I
you're
know.
familiar with the subreddit.
And he
Yes.
told me, he
Yes.
said, he
Yes.
was the one that told me about it.
I know.
That is a thing, and
Yep.
that is.
I see articles about that subreddit
It
posted
kind
on
of makes you
Facebook.
fucking, there we go. We'll add that one to the core. We'll put Victoria's Secret and fucking, I don't know.
All right, cool.
All
All right,
we're done.
moving on.
What is it called?
Seat yourself, James.
Quick segue.
quick segue.
Segue to something.
Something else? Anything?
Leonard Nimoy died.
Is that a... Aw. That made me sad. That's not nice. That one made me legitimately sad yesterday. Generally, celebrities dying don't bother me because they're celebrities and who gives a shit. But that one was a bummer. I remember I made a Facebook post about it yesterday, and I was writing. It's like I remember when I was a kid. I remember watching the original Star Trek because that was on all the time. I spent weeks practicing how to raise my eyebrow. Like
Oh,
that.
really?
Like it took a lot of practice to be able to just do one and not the other. I was like, I'm doing this forever until I can do that. And then I had to learn how to do this. I did right hand first for a long time, and then I had to do left hand. And so it took a lot of training to be able to do this. There are lots of people in this world who can't fucking do the Vulcan hand salute thing.
I'm glad I looked up that conversation. Just when you're looking not at either of you two, talking about right, left hand, and had to switch it up, like, no.
Spocker.
Yeah. I still say that this is not possible. The pinky finger would never enter the asshole, ever. It'd be like, it would be like curving yourself. Your ring finger would take all the glory.
What?
Literally.
I am telling you.
No.
You're just not trying hard enough.
No.
Yes.
No, not even with my little B-cup hands.
Yeah, your tiny girly hands could handle it.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
No. There'd be no way any normal dude could get both of those and give a girl the Vulcan.
It's called the Spocker.
I just created a new name. You got a problem with it?
Yes,
That's
I
a
do.
new technique.
I know.
I'm going to market it.
What?
That's the shirt. So this is the Vulcan.
You think we can get a Kawasaki Vulcan shirt?
This is the Vulcan.
I don't think they want anything to do with this.
The Kawasaki would back this?
Nope, not at all.
Kawasaki offer a Vulcan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their cruiser line. That's called that's Vulcan is the sub-brand.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like Yamaha has a Star. That's what my motorcycle is. And then a Kawasaki is Vulcan. Anyways, though. Yes, Leonard Nimoy dying yesterday was very depressing. Thank you very much for being a dick and making us talk about that right away.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks. Jackass.
How much pussy do you think he slaughtered in his lifetime? Was he married when he started Star Trek?
I don't know. I know he was married for a long time, and he's got kids and grandkids and stuff. I don't know. Like we were saying yesterday, he's one of the few. Not one of the few. I'm sure there's lots, but he's one guy who's super popular, but is always pretty universally known as a nice guy, and everybody likes him. Like there's nobody's like, man, Spock was a dick. Like that's a story you've never heard. You know, like everybody likes him.
Maybe like everybody that liked him was like a dude, but if you talk to like a chick that about like Leonard Nimoy, she may have a problem with it.
No.
He tried to throw it in my ass, and I didn't want him to.
Like,
he did it anyway, and I woke up and don't remember what happened. I think he donkey punched me.
I think you're thinking
yet another raping by Leonard Nimoy. That son of a bitch. He's the pro. He's a bro king. He's the bro king.
He's been dead for 24 hours.
It's not like you knew personally.
What you're talking about is Bill Cosby. Okay,
Whoa.
Bill Cosby was
he had no reason to donkey punch anybody. He
just drugged and raped women for
Their fault?
decades. Their fault?
Yep. You go to college.
What?
It is a known thing. You hold your beer over the fucking top of the
He
cup to
wasn't doing
prevent
it at
that.
frat parties.
No.
This had nothing to do with frat party. This was a standard. This is a known thing. You hold it close like a football. You don't just put your drink down and then walk away. Because if you do make that mistake, you go and get a new beer. You do not go looking for that cup because you don't have the slightest fucking clue what's happened to it in the 30 seconds it's been out of your sight. Rule 14.
That's what Rule 14
of James's
is.
Guide to the University System of Wisconsin. Just let it go. If you tip you, put your drink down, just let it go. Refill.
What's rule 1?
Okay,
Remember we talked about this. They're not in any chronological order, and he just assigns numbers random.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I do.
That's Rule 14.
There you go.
That's why I have such a difficult time with like the Rule 34 that everybody knows.
Oh man.
Oh fuck.
I don't know where to go from here, man.
This is so atypical. You can only handle this once every 9 weeks.
Oh yeah. By the way, so because I'm going to go on location to the church, I got to figure this out because you just said the Church of Scientology doesn't like hold traditional services like a Lutheran.
Well, I'm assuming it's not.
Do you want to take a ride by? It's 2 seconds from my house. I can show
I
you
think I
where it
already
is.
rode by it.
You know, it's
Is
like
it-
Did you come down Morgan?
No,
Then you didn't see it. No, you didn't see it.
because there's a big ass fucking church of
No,
something
no,
like
no, no,
right
no.
over
It's in a fucking.
Oklahoma.
It's
right there.
literally in like a strip mall. Trust me,
The Church of Scientology is in a strip mall.
strip mall
Yeah.
Scientology.
pretty much.
That figures. So go get the young kids.
I will. When we are done here, we will go for a 3-minute fucking ride in which you can bring me back to my house, and I'll show you where it is.
You sure you don't smoke weed? Because this
Yeah.
sounds that your life says that you do. Like you want to go to the church? You want to go to the Church of Scientology?
I
It's
can
like
get
it's right around the corner. We,
you want to go to church? I can get you to church side.
we could just spin it around. We could just drive around real quick. In my world, we call that a roadie. I don't know exactly what non-prescription medication users do.
I am a prescription medication user in the past.
He used to pop Percocets and just go drive around town.
Yeah, it's called getting up in the morning.
There.
I've had some medical problems.
So I'm going to do a non-location somehow, the Church of Scientology.
I'm fairly certain we're never going to see you again. When that happens.
Right.
Oh, dude, I promise you will see me again.
On the fucking news when it's been reported that you died.
Missing man.
I'll be getting a medal put around my neck from the President of the United States for completely and utterly dismantling the Church of Scientology from the inside.
What, with like a Riddick gun?
I will fucking Donnie Brasco the Church of Scientology. Or Henry Hill, whichever one our viewers are more related to. Or
Neither one.
Can relate themselves to better.
Or they're not really viewers.
Rob,
they're
right now
listeners.
we're our own viewers. So.
We're our own listeners. We don't have a big audience yet, James. That's what we're working on, cultivating an audience.
Anyway. Episode 17. Jason and I are going to sit down and we're going to make you watch a porno on this big fucking screen right here. And you're not.
Keep in
leaving.
mind, that's 8 weeks from today.
Yeah. Sir, you need to prepare yourself. Maybe you want to bring at least 4 granola bars.
Prepare your diddly hole.
And I would recommend a Powerade. Because your attention is going to be had.
I don't know what's going on.
Because it was decided by myself.
James decided this all on his own.
That at work. Or anywhere. Because I don't know you anywhere. Just at work.
No, you don't outside of work.
You don't talk about adult activities enough for me.
Okay.
So, I've taken it upon myself to open up your world. And we're going to teach you a couple things.
Okay,
We're going to have a lesson.
Basically, what he means is he's going to make you watch porn
All right.
to see what your reaction is.
Me and him.
I have no desire to watch porn with you two.
That's not the point.
This is all
Life
James.
isn't about what you want. It's about what happens.
You sit down and go.
It's not like, are you concerned that Jesus is going to, like, hold it against you when you
No.
die? Because you
No.
can just blame it on me. That's perfectly fine. But a lot of people are already
Sorry,
preparing
sorry,
those
Jesus.
statements.
There's already a
James
James,
made me
there's
do
a
it.
James Klein clause. My triple just
Man,
fucking lost.
St. Peter. You knew James? Yeah. Let him in. Just
You
go.
survived, James.
Clean the slate, just wipe the slate. If you met James and survived,
Everything is redacted.
Yeah, I will set you free, sir. I will cleanse your soul.
James is your salvation.
Yes.
There are whole pages of my life where it's all redacted out, but every once in a while you just see James Clyde.
Yeah. when they pull open your file cabinet's life, it'll look like a CIA document. Like, everything will be blacked out except for the words the, for, and your name. You must have been with James that day. That's classified. I'm going to be in a separate spot in heaven for him.
Sir, can I talk about those events?
we can either confirm or deny. There's an entire room dedicated to James. That's just a file cabinet.
It's like Elysium. Like, all you guys that have been good in life get to go to the Star Station, and everybody that's known James and cohorted with him, we're down there making robots.
I can segue off that.
Segue.
Did you see the news from Neil Blomkamp apologizing for Elysium, basically?
Yeah, that he blew it.
Yeah, he's like, his quote was, "Yeah, I fucked that up."
Yeah. I didn't read
it. Because I thought it was perfectly fine.
I thought
it could have been worse.
But yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
It was good.
It wasn't great.
Let me see if I can find... There it is. I fucked it up. He wants to go back to Elysium and do it correctly. He said, "I feel like ultimately a story is not the right story. I still think the satirical idea of a ring filled with rich people hovering above the impoverished earth is awesome. I love it so much. I almost want to go back and do it correctly. I just think the script wasn't... I just didn't make a good enough film is ultimately what it is. I feel like I executed all the stuff that could be executed, like costume and set design and special effects. Ultimately, it was all resting on somewhat not totally formed skeletal system, so the script just wasn't there."
Well, it's interesting that he says that. He said costumes, right?
Yeah, it's like the whole look and feel of the movie was great, and it was fantastic. But he just thinks that the story wasn't that great.
Well, and I still don't get. Did they even fully get into why? I mean, okay. So Matt Damon, he got radiated.
Yeah.
What exactly? Why did they make him bionic? Because I feel like that was that could have been left out. Well, because he didn't really do anything bionic in my opinion.
No, it gave him.
He was fighting normal.
But it gave him like strength and super strength and stuff, and he was able to survive. Like his body was failing him, so they kind of put all that stuff on, so he was a lot stronger and everything. But it also allowed him to download the data on the Elysium security system.
Right.
Remember, yeah. He was able to download that shit. Yeah. So, anyways, Chris just left the room now, so we're just chilling. So
is that normal?
No.
When it's just you two?
No. Because that would make it really awkward, because then I'd just be sitting here talking to myself.
It's not always that bad.
I know, now at least I have somebody to talk to.
Like, whenever I would get up to ask you a question, and you're not there at your desk,
yeah.
I still ask you.
You just stand there and ask it anyways, as though I'm sitting there?
Sometimes it works.
Yeah. So anyways. So yeah, you like my little movie room?
I had no idea you had cats.
I have 2 cats.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not one day at work, in almost exactly a year, you mentioned anything about cats.
And they're both all black, too.
Yes, they are all black.
Yeah.
Is it because of the Matrix, or did
No.
you just happen across them?
I got those cats just pure happenstance. Got the first one Lisa got from a farm up when she was at college. And then she was like 3 weeks old when we got her.
Where did she go to college?
La Crosse.
That's right.
And then the second one, her aunt found in like her window well and brought it over to us when we lived in our first apartment. And her aunt was like, "Hey, you guys want another cat?" And I was kind of like, "No." But then they just left it at my house. So.
You can do that to people?
And Lisa's aunt did that to us.
I didn't know that was a thing.
You told me that she was only like 5'5", and I still wasn't prepared for it. I still think that, yeah.
Oh, she's like 5'1".
Tall. Oh, not 5'5".
Yeah, she's short.
Yes, 5'1" makes sense then. That's accurate.
Yeah, so anyway, it's not
she's convenient throwing up. She's convenient puking height, Like, projectile, normal, just anything. Like, she could really just kind of find any receptacle and just kind of go right in it. She's like at a perfect height to where the arc would just naturally find its destination. The sink. She just have to be standing by the sink, and that's kind of what I thought. 5'1".
All right.
Sure,
It's a good
sure.
bet. Whereas one of us, we would have to like kneel at the toilet.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
Her
the sink,
vector.
Short people.
the sink,
What's
or
your-
anything
yeah.
like that, or the toilets.
She's
like,
closer
that's,
to those.
That's a long way down.
She's literally 14 inches closer to that.
Her
than I am.
life is that much more convenient than ours.
I don't know about that.
It's more convenient in reference to puking.
It's less convenient when it comes to reaching things up high on shelves.
Yes.
Because I have to assist in that.
But I argue that if she was alone all the time, every time and didn't have a man in her life, she wouldn't put herself in that position.
No, correct.
Everything would be at 5 feet.
Speaking of puking, though, I can segue again. So like this, I'm segueing twice.
Oh.
Yeah, I held this one. I was going to tell you my puking story.
Well, that's right. We should open up the phones on this one. Because someone might have an opinion about this guy carrying a bowl in the car and ask the same question that I did. Like, why didn't you just roll down a fucking window, you stooge?
Well, because
why do you have you want to drive all the way to work smelling that?
Well,
shit?
you know what? You know what?
I
Though?
saw what happened to Rooster Teeth.
Well, you know what?
There's a name drop. Now we're in.
Yeah. Is you have to take into account wind. You know, because if you try to go out the window and it's windy, you're going to have a bad day. You know, so
You gotta go fast.
sometimes it doesn't work that way. You never know the strength and liquidity of your vomit. So going out the window is not always an option. Sometimes you don't have that much
Sometimes
warning.
It's not even liquid at all.
Sometimes you don't even have that much warning. Sometimes you can't get that window, no matter how fast it rolls down, is not fast enough. And I had a day like that.
Yeah, the whole point. Yes, the other day I brought a bucket with me when I came to work.
It was not a bucket; it was a bowl.
It was a big. It was
It literally a fucking like Tupperware bowl.
It was a big bowl. It was the
a
one
big
with the
plastic bowl.
most circumference, the
Yeah.
most target area I could find.
You used that for Halloween candy too, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
you
black.
did. I
so
know you
yeah.
did.
That's the Halloween candy bowl.
Yeah.
Halloween candy.
But it was because that morning I puked twice while I was getting ready for work because I'd been sick the last several days. And I'm just like, as I'm about to walk out the door, I'm like, on the off chance that I throw up again, I'm getting myself a backup plan. I'm grabbing the big bowl just in case. So yes, is the window an option? Absolutely. If that suddenly wasn't viable for whatever time, here I am on the freeway.
Like the old 80s, and since we invented cars, because we got the fucking cranks.
Well, it's just imagine
we
doing
have
60
power doors.
Imagine
sir.
doing 60 miles an hour down the freeway and attempting to puke out the window while you're doing that and not crash your car. Pulling over may not be an option. You may not have that much time. You don't have enough time to pull over, stop the car, roll the window down. But you have the wherewithal to keep driving and puke in a bowl.
That is the whole purpose of why you always bring somebody with you when you're driving home drunk.
But you're not
But I wasn't going home and I wasn't drunk.
He was driving to work and he was sober. So Chris brought
That's
a bowl.
even better because
But
now you don't need anybody to hold the wheel.
I gave myself another option.
Yeah,
I may have never.
So-
I didn't have to use it.
You were prepared.
I
You prepared
myself.
as best as you thought you could.
Yes.
So now
I gave myself that option.
So my
You
story
prepare for
is a
everything.
story of unawareness and lack of preparation. So this was at my previous job, and this was a day where I felt perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong. I didn't feel sick. I wasn't sick. Anything at all. Okay. I don't even remember if I had breakfast that morning or what I ate. So I got in the car and as I was driving to work, got off the freeway. From the freeway to work is about a 60-second drive. It's a right turn, quarter-mile left turn onto the road, and it's a long road that goes. The building is way off the street. To get from the street to the parking lot where I park is longer than it takes me to get off the freeway to the entrance. So as soon as I'm getting off the freeway and I'm come up to the stoplight to turn right, my stomach just goes and I went, whoa. What is this? And then my stomach goes like, oh, Houston, we have a fucking problem. But there's like cars everywhere behind me. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna puke. I don't know what this is. So I turn right and I'm turning. I'm driving. All right, stomach's okay. Just as I'm in the mid-turn, there's traffic coming at me.
I'm in mid-turn, all of a sudden I go, "Ooh." All of a sudden I got to puke. And I'm like, at this moment, I have no choice. I looked at myself, I'm like, anything to do to not get it on my clothes. I just went, I puked all over the car. The whole console, the steering wheel, the shifter, the floor, the dash, just everywhere. I managed to get none of it on me. That was mission fucking accomplished.
Wow.
And I'm doing this as I'm turning. Like, my eyes are closed. I'm just
There's
puking
somebody out there that has this story from a completely different
from a completely different angle.
Like, I just saw somebody release the demons
So,
on my way to
there
work
is
this
somebody
morning.
who got home that evening, and their wife goes, "Honey, how was your day?" I saw the strangest thing this morning. I'm sitting at a stoplight, and this guy's like turning through the intersection, and halfway through the turn, I don't know what happened. It looked like he exploded. It was just puke everywhere. Like this has been imprinted into my brain. I cannot unsee this.
Yeah.
I don't know how he maintained control all the way through. He kept driving. He kept going.
I didn't
You
stop.
can't even verify his story.
I didn't even stop. I just kept going. I went into the parking lot and I turned first spot. I stopped. And it was like I stopped the car and just everything's just dripping in puke. I mean, it's everywhere. And it's in my this is my Impala. It's not like a different car. This is my Impala.
Oh, it's the same car.
Same car. You guys ride it all the time to work.
Next time we go to lunch, I'm going to check for some splatter.
See, that's why it's sticky.
No, this is years ago. So I'm sitting there.
Sticky because of his most recent.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there, and it's just, I mean, the steering wheel, it's just everywhere. All the gauges, the radio, the shifter, it's all. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like,
I would have determined what was the root cause.
I know, I felt better. I was
what was the food?
I don't know.
What color was it?
I did, dude, a puke color, dude. It was brownish, yellowish, it's whatever barf always is.
No, it's not, because if you puke up spaghetti, which I've done.
Yeah, well, it comes. You get the noodles.
Red.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and like I don't really know what to do. So I pulled out of the random space. I drove all the way around to the other side of the building where I park, and one of my kids' blankets was in the back seat. I took the blanket and I just covered everything up in the car, and then I went into work.
Oh, you didn't even clean it?
No, I didn't know what I had nothing to clean it with. I'm like, you know what?
This is future Jason's problem.
5 p.m. today, Jason is going to have a problem.
Present Jason doesn't give a fuck.
Present Jason has to go to work. So I went into work, and I'm like, I feel okay. Yeah, I went right to the bathroom. I did a head to toe check. I'm like, no barf on me, nothing on my face. Like, got a piece of gum. I'm like, I feel good. Got to the car after work and immediately regretted my decision of not attempting to clean it earlier.
Did you leave the windows cracked?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just it
doesn't matter.
It was a warm day too.
Oh.
But see, my thought process at that moment was, this will probably be easier to clean up when it's dry. Because it just kind of scrapes off of everything at that point.
Dry, yeah.
I mean, it dried. So when I got back to my car at 5:00, it had pretty much all dried. So, but when I got in, as soon as I sat down, I called my wife and told her what happened. She goes, "Are you going home?" I said, "I got stuff to do." "No, I'm at work." She's like, "Oh my God, did you clean your car?" I said, "No, I just covered it with a blanket." So when I got all later, and I kind of left the blanket on everything and just uncovered the steering wheel. I wiped the steering wheel off and I drove home, and then I cleaned it all that night when I got home. Got out the fucking spray cleaner and towels and cleaned that shit all when I got home. It was horrible, but yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, that's my puke story. That's what happens when you don't bring a bowl. So that is where Chris brought a bowl.
I guess I've always just been able to take care of it in one way or the other.
Well, but I gave myself that additional option.
Yeah. See, if I had a bowl, I'd have puked in the bowl. but I didn't have the bowl. So I made a split-second executive decision. Puke all over myself or puke all over the car. Myself won. So, car, sorry. You're getting puked out.
There's
I was
one for a Carfax commercial.
I don't think Carfax tracked puking.
Yeah, you'd be amazed what they track.
What's in here?
That contains posters.
Wow, that's heavy.
Because there's a lot of them in there.
You think highly of yourself.
The best part is,
The top comes off. I didn't know you were Jewish.
I think. Hey, speaking of,
Whoa!
I was thinking about that on the way over.
You were thinking about being Jewish?
I had to go through 3 or 4 Jewish communities on my way over here.
How the fuck
Do you know anything about like Judaism or being a Jew?
I know the...
Other than I probably am, but that part of my family was kind of conveniently forgotten about in the mid-30s Poland.
So they're
Yeah.
Israelites.
No, there
So
wasn't.
they
No,
conveniently forgot about the Jews for like, what was it, 40 years or something?
well,
like
no.
that?
I mean, like my family was most likely
Yeah.
Jewish, but they kind of let's
They didn't.
put that on the down
I got
slope.
I got a great aunt who was at like 100% Jewish. Everybody is 95% sure, but it was that same thing. It was like, it's just on the DL nowadays.
Yeah, 1930s Poland.
Yeah,
let's forget about this.
that is the age my mom's family was from.
Yeah.
So they came here in the teens, but they still had family and stuff over there.
Does Judaism promote like community?
No fucking idea.
I'm going to assume yes.
Because like,
I don't know.
Have you
religions that
ever
don't
seen-
promote that.
so if you go down like into the 20s streets,
Okay.
you know, the Garfields
Sure.
and the, you know,
Well, it depends. The south side or north side?
mid-north.
Okay.
Hood. Like, a convenience store will go out of business
Mhm.
Okay.
and someone will just make it a church.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a ghetto Jewish temple?
No. Yes.
It's next to the Church of Scientology and the
Nope.
Snowball right over here.
Nope.
in a
The
van.
area surrounding St. Joe's Hospital in Milwaukee is a large Jewish community, and that place is extreme. That whole area is extremely fucking ghetto.
No, but like, is the temple ghetto? Like, is it rickety?
Oh, I know it probably is. It's in the fucking hood.
Because like if you just when you're driving through known Milwaukee communities, you know, where the concentration, horrible word to use when you're speaking about the Jewish community. Sorry about that.
What
folks.
those Jewish concentrations?
That was a mistake. The groups, the areas where
The area.
that particular community has found itself.
No, you-
What?
Keep going.
Well, it's like they're beautiful.
Mm.
Like the temples are like, you know, all Masonic style concrete, or they're blue.
Churches are generally pretty buildings. There's a really nice Serbian church just that direction.
Because the Croats are up by us at work.
Yeah.
That park.
Well, that's good. Serb Hall is right by my house there.
Is it?
Yeah, 51st in Oklahoma. If you ever heard of Serb Hall, which I'm sure you have, it's right there.
There was a class that did a prom there.
Yeah, Serb Hall's right there. So the Serbian church, you ride past it, go like in summertime. It's like perfectly positioned, like on line with like the street that's right in front of it. It's a dead ends like to it, and all the lights and stuff and the shit on the grounds. It's a really pretty building. Anyways,
Did you ever fuck a Far Eastern chick? Like Eastern Russia? Like Serbia?
did I or
Would he?
Would you?
Would you?
I don't know.
Let's carry.
White?
German.
That's lame. We're all German.
Welcome to fucking Wisconsin.
Yeah, but I'm adopted. I can at least make something up.
Well, why wouldn't you? Who wouldn't?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just asking. I'm making him pay for having me show up today.
Why am I
I can't
paying?
do this. I can't do this 5 out of 7 days a week.
Why am I? Why do I have to pay? I didn't make
Because he's already. Because we've already had discussions at work. It's your fault for not chiming in. You're too mature for me. I gotta break you down, sir.
I'm old.
He is old.
You're not old.
He's
You're
old.
4 years older than we are.
That's old.
Not old.
That is old. You can tell him he's old. It's okay. He's old.
I feel old.
Is that why you're cutting it off at one kid? You just don't have the strength anymore?
I like sleep.
So,
I mean, have you-
what's wrong with Eastern European?
When was the last time you jacked off in the toilet and made sure that they still floated?
Wow.
I don't know.
In the toilet.
That's how you can tell that they're still good. They'll float.
What are?
Your sperm.
Oh, I don't have those anymore. I took
enough.
steps. I went 3 for 3 at the plate and decided to take myself out of the game.
Because I would have thought, like, yeah, and see, you rocked it out. You rocked it out with a daughter right away. I would have thought that you'd at least give her one more, the old college try for a dude, for a little boy.
That's not, just hasn't happened yet.
Carrie's been busy working.
Wow. A whole bunch of factors that go into it, but.
Have you stopped drinking? Start drinking again.
There we go.
Bring alcohol into your life.
Remember yesterday when we talked about when does it stop when kids start just making a complete mess when they're eating? And I said when they die.
I've
See what
personally
you
never
do.
seen anybody struggle so hard with a granola bar.
No.
But you understand, sir, that those are...
I'm obviously not putting enough thought and concentration into my canola.
It's only called a bar because that's the shape
It's
it's
very
in. That doesn't
blustered.
actually mean that it's stuck. Sir, I'm going to have to give you a grade F for how you ate that granola bar.
That's the worst.
That was the most horrible adult eating display I have ever seen. Sober. 2, like you don't even have any intoxicants in your system.
I can fix that.
That was,
Put some vodka in your Gatorade there.
How about some Cuervo?
well, last time I drank vodka and Gatorade, I ended up puking in a river all over a bunch of, like, little fish. And then they ended up eating it.
Oh, God.
Holy shit, that was like
Technically, I mean,
That was like
it's already half
15
broken down.
years ago.
Wow.
15 years ago was the last time you puked when you were drunk?
No, it's when I puked off Gatorade and vodka.
Oh. See, now we're on a story.
Uh,
What other ones you got hidden in there?
not a lot.
I'm starting to think that you actually live a lifestyle very similar to mine. You just suppress it a lot better than I do.
No, trust
I'm
me.
active.
No.
I'm very active.
Chris and I have discovered we live identical lives,
No.
and I'm positive I don't live a life like you, so
I am
I'm good.
I am just your generic fucking white bread cracker. There is nothing.
We don't call them Wonder Bread for nothing.
Who calls me
I've
Wonder
never heard
Bread?
anybody call it Wonder Bread.
That would
From
be,
now on.
that would be news to me.
Now on, that's what I just call you. Wonder Bread. What up,
You
WB?
did just kind of get yourself branded Wonder Bread just because of how horrible that name was and how spontaneous it was. Spontaneous sticks every time. Yep. Going with it.
Just have to stop and think about it. He's like, wait a minute, let me check that. Yep.
Spontaneous is the opposite of WD-40.
They don't mix.
Spontaneous is the opposite of
If
WD-40.
it sticks every time, WD-40 doesn't stick.
Okay.
Don't think so hard.
Have you
You're
ever...
gonna hurt yourself.
No, that's interesting. Well, since we're on the topic of sticking, have you ever found it to be weird that in the shower, when you're done, they call them little stickies because they don't fucking flow down
Are
the
we
drain?
still talking about jacking off?
No, we're talking about the aftermath.
So we're still talking about jacking off?
No,
Yeah.
no, we're not.
Yes, we are.
If you want to get technical, it's semen, but that is.
Well, that's
already
the
happening.
product.
This is
Okay. So now we're
not
in post.
necessarily.
Well,
There
because
could
now
be a
we're
woman in the
before it
shower.
was in the toilet. Now you're in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay. And all right.
It's
This
your
entire show has been about jerking it from the beginning, because we started off with the story of you this morning waking up and searching for stuff online. Then we were doing it, jerking it in a toilet, and now we're talking about jerking it in the shower.
This is just one of the topics I thought that Chris doesn't talk about enough.
You clearly.
By the time this weekend is over, you're going to be a world's second best leading expert on cum.
I don't want to be anywhere near the top of that list. I really don't.
You know what's hilarious is the last week's episode of Rooster Teeth that was on was they talked about like sex, like for like half the show too. So it's like it's sex week on podcasts.
It's improv.
It is.
Yeah, which is why anybody can be in the shower. You can be by yourself. The point of it is they're referred to as stickies.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I don't do that in the shower.
Huh?
I don't do that in the shower.
You don't necessarily have to do that in the shower. You could have just got done with the wife. That's the whole point.
I don't take a shower.
It's irrelevant to this part of the story. Well, not really. Cause
Yeah,
the girl
it's
will get brought up.
completely relevant to this part
No,
of the story.
because, like, what's always been amazing to me is, like, trying to get that shit to go down the drain is damn near impossible without kicking it yourself. But, when you finish with the female, it just goes right back out.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be dry in order for it to actually stick, which doesn't make any sense to me. I think you should study this. We should study this more.
I don't think you, too, should
No.
study this at all.
It's not like we need to use a specimen. We can just kind of take what we know.
I will put a little bit of thought power into it, and I'm done.
There's a whole other couch back there. Do you want to trade spots?
I've not been.
Just let me know. Okay.
No, it's okay. I've not been.
Get you a sock. I got half a sock.
No, keep that away from me.
It's clean.
We can switch spots. Jason and I can go back upstairs for a minute.
I'm good, man.
Are you sure?
Please don't wreck my calendar.
Or you can just
No, that's a lot of money in that.
shield yourself.
He's got a lot of money invested in that.
In that tube. A lot of money in that tube.
There's a lot of my babies in the sewer, that's for sure.
I just don't do that. I don't generally perform those type of tasks in the same room as plumbing. just
Probably
there's no comfort.
Most people probably do just because of how easy it is.
The
take
the
care of it.
evacuation.
Yeah. Like it never happened. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't have any crumpled up Kleenex in the garbage where you go back the next day and you're like,
You know,
That's
you know
where-
what
that's
I've
where they
always
went.
wondered? How Kleenex got involved in that, because that just
because they were the first one to lubricate their
seems like that wouldn't survive.
self-lube.
You know, like I don't. It's just
But then the problem, we discussed this, and here we go, this one for Chris. He's got something to add to this. The problem is, Kleenex had pretty much cornered the market for the longest time because they put aloe in their Kleenex. Whereas, like the other brands, it's just low-grade sandpaper. And then comes along, literally, fucking Jergens. And that name just lends itself to male masturbation. Like, if you are single and a dude, you do not have to be ashamed to refer to your girlfriend, quote unquote, as her last name being Jergen. Just add that name to any woman's name. Oh, are you seeing anybody? As a matter of fact, I am. Her name's Michelle Jergens. Then you tell me that doesn't sound legit.
It does.
We fuck at least twice a week.
I've not been single in a long time,
Me
so I have a hard time relating to
Yeah,
that.
Use your
it's-
fucking imagination.
it has been almost 15 years.
You guys need drugs. You guys need it worse than I do. Drugs, some time off, a hall pass,
We're old married men.
I'm not
some
old.
prescription
You're old.
medication.
I'm old.
Prescription medication works.
Yeah, Sudafed.
That would kill me.
Sudafed and some fucking whiskey would probably do you nice.
Like Sudafed would kill me. I can't do Sudafed.
We want to make you do Sudafed. We'll get you something a little more lightweight. We'll get you a couple Tylenol 200s.
Dude, fucking Tyler 200 might as well give me fucking Skittles, dude. I told you I do fucking Dilaudid. That's how I
fine.
roll.
I'm not here to kill you. We're just here to help you
Might
see
as
the
well
rainbow.
give me Skittles.
You know, I mean, just so we're clear, you think I might Tylenol or something? I do way harder pain medication than that. Fucking morphine is nothing in a box of Tic Tacs. Last time I took morphine, it had a lasting effect of about 30 seconds. I'm relatively immune to it.
Might want to give that a little context.
Nope. Just rolling with that.
He was in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He took morphine. It worked for 30 seconds and then it stopped working. Context. provided.
See, there you go.
Done.
The drug dealer in the room told us. Here's your context. I've had a lot of medical problems. I've lost organs.
You have aftermarket parts.
Yes.
He's the only one that doesn't have a donate sticker on his driver's license because he's got nothing left to give.
No, it says,
I really want to be, but I can't.
it says, please donate.
Yes, please.
Donate. Organ donor? Yes, please.
If found, I could use a new liver. I got my right kidney would be swell. I'm a size medium.
Slim.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm about 2X. So anyways, Chris, hi.
Hi.
You just fucking
Thanks for showing
blown
up.
away.
I'm just sure what's happening.
No fucking idea.
Just wait until Monday when it's like it never happened.
No.
No, it happened.
It happened. We have the proof.
Just live a little, man. It's all good. Oh, you can bring Carrie with.
To what? This?
I don't really know if I had anything specific there.
Just
Just
live a little bit. Carry it. To what?
Okay.
She might have some fun. What type of person is she? Like you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That might be a problem. Because you gotta draw the line somewhere. Like, I would never just openly talk about semen with a woman that I don't know.
You sure? You sure? Because the first day we took the new person to work to lunch, you asked her about donkey punching. Are you sure you wouldn't talk
I
about
don't know
that?
why you want to spread these kinds of lies all over our podcast.
Pretty sure at this point,
I asked
everyone
her-
listening to this would believe me.
I asked her
Man.
how she feels
felt
about donkey punch.
child genocide
Yeah,
in Rwanda. There was a very specific world event going on.
Yeah, you're right.
The children
There was.
of Rwanda
And then
were getting
right
slaughtered at a
right
ridiculous
after
rate.
that, when there was
nothing-
a lull, you're like, so
So
how you feel about donkey punch?
I didn't even know.
Yes.
I have never, ever,
Yes.
before you guys came along, referenced or even thought about donkey punching.
In that moment in
Ever.
time, you're like, this is my day. This is my moment.
I shouldn't spread lies like that.
That is unfucking forgettable.
It very much so is.
You're
'Cause
right,
never
it
happened.
is.
You
It
guys are
didn't.
lying. Never happened.
Chris, am I lying?
No. No. It was.
You know what? At this point, it doesn't even fucking
Do
matter
you have
anymore.
a cell phone number?
I do.
Yeah.
Today's a Saturday. Text her.
We're not dredging this.
Yeah, she doesn't work there anymore. It's okay.
Yeah,
We
there
can
would
now
be
talk about
nothing-
this. She added me on LinkedIn. I could hit her up on there. I didn't seek her out. She sought me out.
She would be more than okay to verify what I had actually asked her that day at Quiznos. Because it was Rwandan genocide.
Followed quickly up by donkey
Rwandan
punch.
genocide and donkey punching do not correlate with each other.
No, you're right. But
Those,
Correct.
I would have chosen Rwanda genocide. If I was,
genocide over
if
anything.
my brain was choosing which one of those to process and speak, it would always default to Rwandan genocide. Donkey punching is not anything I've ever had any interest in. It's not anything that I've taken part in, and it's not an activity that I promote sober.
See what you did there.
You always gotta stay politically correct. You can't just be spewing lies like you guys.
Oh, shit.
fucking Christ.
You two are so,
What are we?
I don't know, something. You guys are fascinated with donkey punching.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
You have attached it to, you have soured my name. Fuck both of you. I have absolutely nothing to do with donkey
Is
punching.
that defamation?
It is. I'll sue you guys. It is.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure I could just submit this podcast as evidence that they would believe us and not you.
No.
It's slander. Oh, man.
You don't want to mess with my lawyer. He's good. Because I'm still free.
Okay.
So how do we get Carrie to come out of her box?
What?
What do you do?
What?
What?
You said that she's a lot like you.
Yeah,
What does she do for fun?
Chris?
sure.
That was the most depressing look I've ever seen in my life, dude. Wow. How are you? Why do you even want to live? The look that you had on.
You know, Chris, at this point, just go kill yourself. Just kill yourself, okay? At this point, that's all James is asking. Here you go. Just kill yourself. That's where James is at. Why do you want to live?
How can you even see out of your glasses right now, dude? The tears just want to flow, man. I've not seen a depressed look like that in years.
I don't know how to answer any question right now. I don't know how to answer anything.
That was horrible. Do you want a hug, man? Maybe something can transfer spiritually from me to you.
I don't think Chris wants anything transferring from you to him.
I'm good, man.
Yeah,
I'm good.
considering what happened this morning, I'm still backed up.
Good.
Bullshit.
No.
I'm good.
She's probably a really good woman. All I ask is what she likes to do for fun, and the most depressed look on your face. Like, dude.
Oh, shit.
You did. The look.
I don't
The
know.
look that you had, just, he did it. I don't know how he did it. He just figured out that my life is utter hell, and I hate every second of it. The reason I stay at work until 6 o'clock, I absolutely do not want to go home. That is where the hate and the hell lies. I don't want to. She beats me.
When did this become my life?
Look,
This
you
podcast
have
has
no
now
idea.
become,
That
Chris, this is your life.
Most people just give like glances and everything like that. You gave me that was way too long, man. It was like one of those things where like I touched you and your whole life flashed in my brain. The look, I caught the look for that long, where that's how far I was able to get. Like, your daughter doesn't even like you. You ask her if you want to play Legos. I don't want to play with you, Daddy. Goes running off to Mom. Carrie says she works until 7.
Wait a minute. You're totally
I don't know. He's extrapolating way further.
way too much into this.
That's what your face said to me.
your face spoke volumes.
Dude,
Apparently.
told me years of mental torture and angst just exploded from your eyeballs.
And that's
Like, secretly, yeah, like the story that you told me, remember, if you're going to kill myself, go vertical.
I told
Like,
you that.
That's a Jason thing.
Right, like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you got 6-inch cut right up the middle of the forearm.
Yeah.
Right at the start of the
And, like, secretly, Chris walked away because he's like, I tried horizontal.
No, I'm good, man.
You good?
I'm good.
I never said it had to be your wrists.
ankles.
You could have went straight to the core.
All right, so now we've clarified this. Apparently, you want to kill yourself. You
so,
have nothing to live for. You should just die.
So if I'm here next week,
It's a miracle.
it's a miracle. If I'm not, thank you all the listeners who have tuned in
For 9 episodes.
for as long as you have.
Maybe shoes.
No, you can't have my shoes.
They're the same size?
I don't think so. Nah, too
Close?
small.
Where are they?
What size do you wear?
I'm like
Do you even know your shoe size?
10 and a half, 11, kind of in
Yeah,
there.
that's not going to work.
What size do you wear, James?
He's 11 and a half.
Yeah,
Fucking tiny feet people.
it depends on the shoe brand.
It does. That is
14.
fact. So I'm a 13 in my New Balances.
Yeah.
Really?
These are 11 and a half.
The shoe sizes vary wildly by brand.
How high up do those
It says
socks
Nikes
go?
always run small. That I've learned.
How high up do those socks go? They have blue lines at the top. Oh, thank God. Have you ever done ankle socks?
Summer.
Does that actually keep you warmer in the winter?
Yeah. I'm a very cold person.
You're not really that fat.
No.
And your life sounds cold.
Sounds cold. It's
Gray.
frigid.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to insulate from the cruel, cruel world. You know?
So did you actually bring anything to the show today, Chris? Or you just
No, I'm
and
just
be
here. I'm
attacked?
just... Anything I might have had is gone.
Speak your mind, man.
Got nothing,
Do you want to inquire anything about my life?
We know way too much.
man.
An open book. Ask me whatever you want. I'll tell you.
Why?
Well, why?
Why?
Sorry.
I have one question for you, James. Why? Why?
Because I'm that guy that needs to be here. Everywhere.
We've only asked
Here-
you. We've only
here
asked
and
you for like
everywhere.
2 months now.
Logistics.
I don't accept.
I have a happy life. See?
Yeah.
My son wants to play video games with me all the time. My daughter's just kind of there, but, you know, she's 7 months. She's getting there.
7 months already?
I think it's been that long, has it? Like 4?
Hold on. I'm starting. I got to remember the origin first.
I think you and
September.
your
That'd be good. That'd be
September.
birthday.
5 months.
September, October, November, December, January.
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, almost there. Okay.
Yeah.
That was September. Wow, that was a long time. Fuck, time flies.
Because I work. We all work until 5
Mm.
during the week. Very little can get done during the week.
Mhm.
So the weekends are like the only and all of the family time for that 7-day period.
Yep.
Yep.
Which makes me hate my life as an American sometimes. This is not how we were meant to be. This
Could
is
be
why I
worse.
choose-
You could
How,
this is
how,
why I
could be
choose-
worse.
were we meant to be?
How were we meant to be?
Yeah.
Free.
Free.
Yes.
Free to do what and from whom?
Whatever you want from anyone you want.
You know,
I'm not asking you.
Fuck
I'm,
you.
I'm getting the right answer.
Oh, excuse me.
I actually...
Excuse me.
I would very much like to model the early, what I have to imagine, the 1400s AD
Mm.
Native American.
Before Columbus came.
Before Columbus
and,
came.
you know,
Yeah,
So-
the hunting, the sole purpose of my life is to just get to tomorrow. So, and not in the drastic sense. So
No,
you take everything that human evolution has given us in 2015, and you take it all away. Your sole purpose, I need water,
Food.
I need food, and I need somewhere, depending on where you live, if you're in the South, escape from the heat. You
Well,
need a shelter.
you
Well,
need
you get away
shelter
from the
also.
heat, or you need to block yourself from the snow if you're in
Yeah.
the northern parts. You have 4 things to worry about, and that is your life.
I mean,
Granted, there could be some religion in
Well,
there.
and
You
you'll
can fear the
probably
stars
also
or
only
something.
live to like age 30.
Well, they did.
You'd be
Yeah,
dead by now.
Absolutely. The lifespan
we
was only
would be the clan elders.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. By the
How
time
about
you were 40, you'd be an elder. You'd be the wise man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. That was, you go back, several hundred years,
Mhm.
several thousand.
We'd
years.
also be fucking giants.
Yes.
Yes. Even you guys, even
Yep.
your scrawny little ass would be
Yep.
a giant person.
Do we know that Native Americans were not tall?
Well, it's humans in general.
Just humans in general.
Well, we talked about that the other day. It's, average height of people, like, in the Middle Ages was like, 5'5", 5'6", 5'8", 5'9". We talked about with the Vikings,
Mhm.
the Vikings who were 5'8", 5'9", were thought to be enormous people, and they were tiny by, not even average by today's standards.
Well, and what was it? We were at my daughter's birthday party the other weekend.
Yeah.
And you were commenting that I was the short one
Yeah.
because you're 6'3".
3'6'3", yeah.
My brother's 6'7", my dad's 6'1", so is my uncle, and me at 6 foot looked like the short guy.
Yeah, you look little compared
Yeah.
to the rest of us.
But transport us back 1,000 years,
We'd all be enormous.
we'd be feared
I'd be
just because of our
My-
size.
I'd be like the biggest guy in the country,
So for 1 week, every November, I get to live the
Ah.
dream. At least
Well, no, wait,
at least
wait,
2 of those.
Wait a minute now. Where do you go hunting?
Good, yeah.
In the state of Wisconsin.
Correct.
Unfortunately, it's public land. 'cause I don't have-
How far into the deep woods do you travel from your usual habitat?
What kind of a scale do you want?
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, here is your house.
Can
Where do you
How
go?
long does it take you to get there?
Not that far.
How far is not that far?
About 15 minutes. Down the road. Hold on, though. But for those of you listening at home, I grew up in Milwaukee, and I moved out to the country for very specific reasons.
All right, so you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
You leave your bed
Yeah.
in your house.
Yeah.
And you grab your firearm, and you grab whatever gear and necessities you have.
Which were packed the night before.
Which you packed
You got to get out there right away, man.
prepared. So you were out there in the early dark of the morning.
About 4:30. Yeah.
And you get to your spot.
Yeah.
And you sit in that spot
Yeah.
all day.
Till sundown.
Good, for a
You
good
can't stay out in the trees until after.
Right.
Yeah.
And through though success or failure, at the end of that day, you pack up your stuff, get in your car, you drive 15 minutes back to your house, you have a nice hot meal, time with your family, and sleep in your own bed.
That's not going hunting.
That's not going hunting.
That's just that's going on a fucking nature walk.
I don't have enough money to go and buy my own. Like, well, okay, so what? In order to go legit hunting, I have to have a cabin in the middle of the woods.
Yes, not necessarily a cabin, but it's like growing up.
I would love to have a cabin.
Growing
in
up,
the middle of the
I
woods.
never went hunting.
Nope.
By the time I got of age, my dad had lost interest in it, so I just never got into it. But there were other people I knew and other family members and stuff that, every year they'd go deer hunting for a week.
Oh, yeah.
So Uncle Jimmy and a bunch of guys and stuff, and they'll go to a cabin fucking 6 hours north. And that's to this rickety piece of crap cabin. And that's where they would go hunting.
I would love to have something like that. I would do it in a heartbeat. The problem is because Wisconsin is almost in the top 3 for hunting destinations, for white-tailed deer anyway, specifically. It's very difficult to come by.
Sure.
Land is incredibly expensive in this particular state. And for those of you that don't know, in order to have a successful deer conservatory, if you want to call it that, unless you have like a farm, you need a minimum of 40 acres to successfully harvest and cultivate a deer population.
Go ahead. Only
Then
40
I
acres.
can't hang out with you guys. Because that's the plan.
Yeah, but just my thought, my vision of people going hunting. Every year when they go deer hunting, they take off for like hours north, and they find some little shack, and they sleep in sleeping bags and stuff. 6 guys to a room or whatever. I'll go for a little walk about 10 minutes from my house.
If you talk to anybody that goes hunting, though, they would probably not be. They would probably be just slightly jealous that I am able to do that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because roughing it isn't as fun as they make it sound.
No. That's very romanticized.
Yeah. And
that's why Bear Grylls didn't do it. He'd only pretend to sleep out in the jungle.
It's because Bear Grylls is a pussy. That guy's a fucking pussy.
I don't prefer his.
Les Stroud.
I don't prefer his line.
Les Stroud is the fucking man.
Is he the other
Survivor
one?
Man.
Is he the other Survivor Man?
The actual Survivor Man, not
That's the
the
show my sister likes.
Yeah.
She doesn't like Bear Grylls.
No.
She likes the other dude. He knows what's up.
Yeah, Les Stroud is a hardcore survivalist. Bear Grylls is a freak show.
Yeah.
So I was watching Dual Survival the other day. Have you guys seen Dual Survival?
Nope.
Dual Survival was the show where they had this ex-Special Forces guy.
Like Bear Grylls, basically.
But I mean, he had a very specific mentality towards survival.
Yeah.
And then they had another guy who was very much the, hippie nature, live a part of it and stuff. And all
So
this
it's so exactly like Bear Grylls and Les Stroud, because those are the roles that they are.
But much more.
I know.
More
I'm just saying,
extreme,
but that's the difference between those two guys.
Right. So they had the two guys, and they did a couple seasons together.
Okay.
Well, the Special Forces guy left, and they brought in another guy. And the two guys You know, same thing, but ex-special forces guy, military dude, all this stuff. And they did like a season or two, and now, the nature hippie guy is gone. They replaced him with another nature hippie guy, and they're still making the show. So it's the same show, but with two different guys than the original ones. And it's like, it's not the same.
So it's Survivor with two people.
Pretty much. But all the same thing, you know, they, dump them in the middle of a forest or something, or in the middle of a desert, and you got to do this and that. And, I watch all those shows. I think they're fascinating. And from watching all of them, I've learned one thing. In a life or death survival situation,
You're going to die.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm dead.
You just got to be willing to try stuff.
No. Actually,
With
you
the
clearly don't
exception-
watch a lot of Survivor, man.
No, that was too broad of a. No.
That'll get you killed faster.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I'm fairly certain I'm a dead man.
So I haven't told my story about drug dealing in Vegas yet. Being offered drugs. Remember?
I think it's time.
All right, let's roll with that.
I'm just trying to fill time at this point.
All right.
And then we'll see if I can replicate it.
You could have What are you going to replicate?
You want me to play the role of the drug dealer?
No.
Wait a minute.
So-
Are we going to workshop this?
We're not recording video. It's way less entertaining. It's an extremely short story, but
It generally is.
it's because I didn't accept. And no, it's the only time in my life I've ever actually been offered drugs. It's only happened once. I don't remember if it's a trip you were there or not. I don't think so. No, I think it was me and Lisa, and then I think her sister and I think Sabel. We were walking through all those like gardens in front of Caesar's Palace.
Mm-hmm.
They have all like the hedges and gardens and stuff, and we're walking through, and it's gonna sound bad, but there's a black dude just standing, just totally just chilling, totally nondescript, just hanging out. He's just standing chilling. People do that all the time in Vegas. We're walk right past him, barely even notice that he's there, and I happen to be probably 3 or 4 steps behind everybody else, because I'm just strolling along. Out of nowhere, I just hear this, like, the fuck is that? And then I hear, and so I turn around, so I realize it was what the fuck? I look at him, and he's looking at me, and out of nowhere, this is going to be awful for an audio podcast. But he just takes his hand and he does just a little, and he flips his hand over, little bag of white something in there, and he just kind of gives me a little head nod up, and I go, "No, it's cool, man." He goes, "All right, cool," and then it just continues on. I was like, "The fuck was that?" Do I look like I needed something? Like I didn't see him do this to anybody else because we walked through it, other people walking by, and there were other people behind us and in front of us, and I am the only one that got offered fucking drugs.
You know what that is?
Do I look like I needed something?
That was profiling.
Do I look like a drug addict?
Nobody looks like a drug addict.
Clearly, I did that day. But that was entertaining because it was so casual.
Let's try it.
He just. My first instinct was no.
It's
Instinctive.
It's probably the right one, but in Vegas, you got a pretty good chance on the strip anyway.
Of what?
Good drugs.
Probably.
If you go off the strip, that's when it gets questionable. They
Right.
like to use Windex a little more than most people.
I don't know about
But
that.
on the
I don't know
on
the
strip,
quality
you've got- on the
of
strip,
illegal drugs in Las
On the
Vegas.
strip, you've got an 83% chance that it's legitimate coke.
83, you say?
Yeah, because it's got to work. The fucking town never shuts down. You can't have their clients shutting down. They need them. The whole business is repeat customers. If you die, fall asleep, pass
because
out, you don't know where to go
because
back.
in Vegas, the whole town is built on you not having repeat customers. It's the most repetitive thing in the world.
No, you want the repeat customers to come in and
No.
lose their money.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but even then,
drug dealing, you want repeat customers.
I guess, yeah. I don't, and this wasn't at nighttime. It was fucking 2:00 in the afternoon,
This is why-
middle of the day, and just
Well,
you want to buy some fucking coke? Might as well be. I'm like, I wasn't even confused. I'm like, no, it's cool, man. I was like, that's how I answered him, you know. And he was like, all right, cool. I was like, that was it. And I caught back up with everybody else. I was like, somebody just offered me, like, cocaine, I think. And they're like, who? I'm like, that guy. And he just kept standing there.
So innocent.
No shit.
Who? That guy. That guy right there. Oh.
I didn't do one of those. It was him.
Look, it was that guy.
That guy with the blue shirt,
Whoa,
the white
look at that one.
shoes, and the blue jeans, officer. Fuck you.
I did not do that. But I caught up everybody else and I was like, somebody just trying to sell me drugs. They were like, who? I'm like, fucking guy back there. I'm like, see the fucking black guy? It was him.
Guy back there.
It's an experience.
It was weird.
You gotta try it. We'll bring Carrie with. It'll be a couples counseling.
Couples counseling. James is your counselor.
Wow.
I'll help you out. It's gonna be fun.
For who?
Me for sure. We'll do. What would we do? What
Apparently
would you like
drugs.
to do? What do you feel like? What do you feel as though you've missed out on in life?
Drug wise?
Sure.
James is
We'll
like,
start with that. 'Cause depending on what your choice is, it's choose your own adventure. Different kind of drugs lead to different kind of adventures, man.
This is now a choose your own adventure novel. You don't get to read ahead.
I guess
Choose carefully. You
I-
might die.
Which ones have sounded like they'd be the most fun?
honestly, I've never had the desire to try drugs. I never have.
I would argue. I think 99% of our listeners would say that they've never had the desire, but shit happens.
Sometimes you just force down and
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you're not paying attention to your cup, like I told you to at the beginning of the podcast. Like a football, Christopher.
Now Chris
Cap
just start
on.
thinking to himself, going, "Did I ever leave the room and not have?"
Remember that at the all company Christmas party this year. Because there's a lot of people in there that need some James fucking therapy.
Sound like DDP yoga.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what would be good for you? Approximately 3 lines. That's the kind of therapy that you need.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm currently proud of the fact that only you need this shit. Apparently I don't. See, at some point...
You talk.
See, at some point... Because you and we said this before. We've clarified. You and I lead fucking identical lives.
Yes.
And James, you have no fucking idea.
Well,
Every so often we come up with something, and it's just holy shit, we're the same person. But for some reason, I apparently act differently than he does. That you determine he needs cocaine, and I don't.
I don't really feel... I think my lifestyle would kill you.
Who?
I don't really want to be responsible
Well, I
for
guess
your death.
I mean, just
Which one of us? Because trust me,
You.
you won't kill me.
I got some pretty strong stuff, dude.
I've lived through some pretty strong shit.
I guess I'm just more reserved.
Well, then we'll start small. We'll just go out drinking.
Can't even remember the last time I went out drinking.
That's your first problem right there. How does Carrie feel about that? She could be screaming on the inside that... I don't know.
What?
I'm not real good at relationships. I have to make some of this stuff up. I'm just kind of ad-libbing at this point. What is it that couples have issues when the kids come around? Like, alone time. Right?
Yeah. That's what
like,
putting... That's what...
Carrie is just, like, craving your attention.
Yeah.
It's like he hasn't soldier rolled into bed in weeks. There is something wrong with my man. We don't have any us time. Sophie is. I don't know. What's the word? Oh.
Just trip.
Oh, what happened there?
She's always around.
That's what happens when you have a kid.
That's what
They don't go
children do.
anywhere. You have 2 of them.
Yeah, but I throw them out every now and again.
I have
I take them
3.
places.
Yeah.
Life is hard work.
It is.
It takes a strong guy.
I know.
Apparently, you're a weak person who needs to kill himself or do cocaine.
You can see how that would have been
That's-
implied there.
That's been the
That's not-
message for today.
Chris, you suck at life.
No, he doesn't.
Your wife hates you. You should do cocaine or kill yourself. That's my takeaway from the podcast.
Good night, everybody.
I'm starting to regret bringing James.
Doesn't that make you want to improve?
Doesn't knowing that you suck make you want to better?
I don't even know.
I'm reaching out and I'm grabbing almost every pit of your insides, and I'm just continuously. It's an empty hook. There is no fish.
What the fuck?
Do you have anything?
I have no
What
idea.
happened?
No, I have no idea.
What happened to you? Like, where in there is your personality and your soul?
That's,
I mean, what is it that allows you to talk to me Monday through Friday, and all of a sudden today, utter silence, and just I can feel the unhappiness of your life just ruminating in this basement.
I don't know.
Like coming like every Saturday. The reason that you were so gung ho about the podcast is because that suddenly gave short term your week's purpose. Whereas like before,
so wait,
was
so
like-
the podcast is now your reason to live. It's the only
That's
the
so-
only thing you live for is this 2 or 3 hour session on Saturdays.
you've just become like my polar op. Did that just happen, or was that me?
That was just you.
For real?
What?
The lights just all went off.
Yeah.
Like for real, or just in my
Well, there
little
was something kicked
section
in.
over here.
Whatever that.
Something probably kicked in.
Yeah.
I always have to ask. You guys are better references than I would be ever. You never know. Where were we?
I don't remember.
Well, yeah. So Chris, how you doing?
Like,
I'm
we have
doing
had
great.
no problems at lunch. Today I've reached out for you and I've gotten nothing.
I don't know, man.
Nothing.
I guess I'm having an off day.
Happy with your life?
Yes.
Sure.
James doesn't think so.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
struggling,
know.
but I don't know anybody in your life.
You're right. You don't know anybody who's
Like
like.
Carrie, we should guest.
I don't
Special
think. I
guest.
don't think we need to bring wives into this.
We don't. We're just bring Carrie.
That's one of the wives.
That would be a wife.
Wives don't need to.
We'll
come
check the
into
rings at the door. We won't treat. I'll treat her the same as I would anybody. I won't treat
this.
her.
You can
like
ask her
she's
about
your
donkey
wife.
punching.
I don't know what
Rwanda
the fuck you
genocide.
got- I don't know what this is with your. I would, no, because I didn't ask Sarah. I didn't ever bring it up to anyone, let alone your wife. Again,
136.
again,
No,
again. I would ask her about whatever I was feeling at the time. Donkey punching, 100% guarantee you, would not be the first thing that came to mind ever. There's way more important, cool things going on in life.
But it
Whether or
was.
not-
It was the question that was asked.
Nope. No, it wasn't.
Oh,
No donkey punching. Plus, I just finally saw a picture of her. That would kill her. Your wife just doesn't look like she's got a solid scullular collection.
I like Scully.
cellular connection.
She looks.
I got
Let
a
me just be honest
cousin
with
who's
you,
a
dude. She
doctor.
doesn't look like she could take just a fucking whack to the back of the head real well. They'd probably put her down for a couple of days. Not even in that sense either. It's like a piece of wood or any, like if it was an accident. She's just like a nice person. Who would ever want to hit her? Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right point. So why is there a concern about donkey punching? That is physical violence. I'm not for physical violence anymore.
Now that you're white. Supposedly.
You got to have 100% certainty that what you're doing is warranted when you're 31 years old.
Yes. That is true.
You can't.
You don't get as much slack as you did.
Like you can't. If someone looks at you, you can't just go up to them and wallop them in the face anymore.
Or ever, actually, because that's not how things work. Just so we're clear.
Your section, maybe.
And the rest of humanity's
People get
section.
killed for that all the time.
It doesn't make
Looking
it.
in the wrong direction.
That doesn't make it correct or acceptable. Just so you're aware.
Our president does it like every day to Yemens.
What?
That doesn't make it acceptable.
Hold on. Back up. At what point is Barack Obama killing people from Yemen? When did they become Yemens? Probably like Yemenites.
That doesn't even sound right.
Yemeni?
Yemenis?
We're Americans.
Americans.
Yeah, why can't they be Yemens?
Yemens? I don't know, but when is Obama killing them?
That's my point.
What?
They don't actually have any proof that these people did anything.
I don't even know what
We
the
are
fuck
still
you're talking
bombing
about.
people over there in the Middle East based off of the 9/11 premise. That shit is 10 Nope. Where are we? 2015? That shit is 14 years ago. And we're still bombing people over in the Middle East. They had nothing to do with it.
Some of them
Because they're all related and they all look alike.
didn't say that. It's your racial view, not mine.
He's the black president, not me. See? Our government does the same fucking thing. They shouldn't have looked at it the wrong way.
It doesn't mean it's right or acceptable.
That's my point.
Yes.
You guys were getting all over me about it.
Lost.
Glad I'm not the only one.
You said, this doesn't make it right.
You were right.
And I said our government does it all the time.
It doesn't make them right either.
Right.
Right.
So we're all in agreement.
So that's wrong. So why are you arguing? Are you vehemently agreeing with me?
Yes. That's like the third time that that's happened in our career.
I love that I invented that phrase.
Yeah. Very passionate about I agree with you, sir. Fucking let it go. Have some Coke.
Do a line. The fuck? Look at the table.
Well, we're right around our usual stop mark.
I don't know what's happened. Time flew by.
Yep.
Probably an hour or something. It's been an entertaining session. I have no clue what the fuck happened.
Do you feel as though you can go home and have purpose now?
I believe my spirit has been buoyed. Oh, no, not buoyed.
Boyd?
Buoyed.
I don't think you want your spirit having to do with boys.
No,
Buoyed?
Lifted?
lifted. Yeah.
Fulfilled?
I don't know about fulfilled, but at least
No? You want more next week?
You gonna make 2 episodes in a row?
I don't know. We'll have to go on location.
Well, you guys make it back from the Church of Scientology.
We're just gonna drive past.
I'll walk up and knock on the door today.
We're doing this. Right? You want to go for a short ride? No, you got your kid.
Yeah, I got a kid.
Yeah. Well,
What bank does she work at?
Someplace.
I'll bank.
Which one?
We're not discussing work locations on the show here. We're supposed to be anonymous.
Yes.
Yes.
He's a member.
But I know you. You failed right away. Like right away. Your identity has been reviewed. You're a horrible Batman.
Speaking of Batman, I know we're trying to end the show here, but I'm not. I saw a thing when at the Oscars, and Will Arnett did dressed up as Batman, be on stage during the Everything's Awesome song. He was wearing Val Kilmer's Batman suit,
Yep.
the actual suit
The one
from Batman Forever.
Does he own it?
I don't know. He doesn't own it, but I don't know how he acquired it, but
It's from somewhere.
he got it and was wearing Val Kilmer's actual on-screen
Fucking
Batman suit.
Val Kilmer can't fit in that shit for sure.
No,
That's for sure.
Not anymore.
No, he's fat Val Kilmer now.
Which is kind of a shame because he was one of those. You can't lie, Chris. Would you have done him back in Top Gun? Like if you were trying to when you were going through your I don't know if I'm gay or not phase.
What?
What the fuck? When did you have one? I don't know if I'm gay or not face.
Well, now
Whatever
whenever
you do, it secretly has one of those. It
No,
might last for
No,
30 minutes.
hold,
Wait a minute.
hold, please.
You guys,
This man right here has never had a I don't know if I'm gay or not phase.
you guys aren't comfortable.
This
with yourselves.
man,
No,
pretty sure, has never had I don't know if I'm
I
gay or not phase.
can't say that I have.
So it is not an every man. I knew from an early age I was not
So
gay.
you would say that it's a genetic thing?
If you're gay or not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So are they mutants?
No.
But it's a genetic thing.
That doesn't make them mutants.
We all like women here, but then there's people out there that like dudes.
It
And
doesn't make them mutants. It's just a different thing.
but they've clearly mutated away from what we're
No, because people have
Created
always been
from.
like that. You just hear about it more nowadays.
we're all humans.
Yeah, it doesn't make you a mutant if you're gay. Every species has some form of homosexuality. It is a thing.
What about wolves?
Sure.
Ever seen two wolves fuck each other?
Probably.
You have?
I've watched a lot of National Geographic in my time.
I don't know if I've ever seen
Never in person.
homosexual nature.
Look it up. Just be prepared what you're going to see.
I'm not the one who's. I'm fulfilled. I can go. Jesus can take me whenever he wants. This is the one that kind of needs to stick around for a few more decades. What is it? Homosexual animals.
That's going to be a Google search
Yeah,
forever.
your search history is going to be alarming.
List of animals displaying homosexual behaviors.
See?
That's a wiki.
See?
All right, let's go.
So yeah, I'm right on that. We've never had that problem.
I've not had that
Never
conflict.
Never had that conflict.
No.
No.
No,
It doesn't have to be a conflict.
Well, because it is.
But you can't honestly, like, at one point you were just kind of like, you happened to look over at a dude at the wrong time. Check it out. He was bending over to pick something up. You look over and you're.
But see,
you
the
look
problem.
over,
The
you
problem.
look over and the dude's ass is right there, and you're
Right.
just like,
But the problem is.
I know I'm not gay.
No, because the problem is the situation you're describing. You're attempting to say that you looked over at a dude and you didn't know it was a dude, so you looked,
Yeah.
and then but the reason you're looking is because you think it's a chick.
Or it was just strictly by accident. Like, literally, you
Right.
turn and look, and the dude's ass is right there.
Yeah.
Like,
There's nothing gay
Yeah.
about that. That's just seeing.
but I'm saying,
That's using your
but, no,
eyes.
but I'm saying, like, you do that, and you look, and as soon as your brain makes the connection that it's a dude's ass you're looking at,
Eh,
nothing happens.
right.
No,
Yeah.
there's something that happens. You go, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which
Okay.
could be argued, that right there is an expression of, all right, I know I'm not gay. That was my reaction.
Right.
If my reaction to looking at a man's ass is disdain or just,
But
that
there was
in
never
itself-
any question.
Yeah. There
Well,
was,
then I used the wrong word.
yeah. I mean, can you?
I'm not talking about, like, you bought a dildo from the trucker stop.
No, I mean,
like,
and it's like,
I want to see what this is
can
like
you
before I
recognize
really
that
pass
there are
over it.
other men that are that man is attractive, whoever. I mean, just saying, it's like yes, you can recognize that objectively, but there was never the I want to bang that guy or no, I don't. It's like
And
no,
I've
there was-
never had that either. I just understand what women are talking about when they look at Val Kilmer from the Top Gun scene for volleyball.
So this was posted online yesterday, Chris. You may or may not have seen. This is George Takei's gay test.
Okay.
Okay, looking at this
I
picture.
saw that. There's just the
If
header
you
in
look at the guy and you think the guy might be cute, you might be gay. If you recognized how ugly the chair is, you are gay. George Takei posted this online.
Then I completely failed.
Thankfully, I didn't even notice the chair.
Yeah, I recognized that he was in a chair.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what's he holding?
soccer ball.
Looks like a soccer ball.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Yeah, it's a soccer
Because
ball.
old fairies play soccer. Fucking bastards.
They have some homosexual tendencies that you're repressing, James.
No, not at all.
I'm just, you
I've
seem to be
tried.
angry there for a moment.
No go.
What?
Wait
Let's back up a second.
a minute.
Rewind. You've tried what?
I was in a frat, man. Community bathroom. You got
And-
pee next to you. Sometimes there's not enough urinals.
So
You have to share one.
Can't just wait a minute.
This is my version of you guys' puke bowl.
Just piss on the floor or something, man. At that point,
It's
sink.
the middle of a party.
Sink?
What?
There's not a sink?
No, that's disrespectful.
You'd rather use the same urinal as another dude at that moment than piss in a sink.
It really hurts holding it at that much.
I guess I'm tall enough to where it doesn't matter.
We were drinking Busch Light, dude.
I'm sorry.
That's what it was. That's the cheapest barrel in town. $45 back in the day.
Jesus.
Miller Lite was like $80 a keg. It was ridiculous.
Man, that's gross.
That's delicious. That's my
I'm a
favorite,
beer
that's my
snob,
favorite
though.
beer.
I'm a beer snob, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
So, like, when you go to the restaurant, do you ask for the list?
Generally.
Because I
See what they
completely
have.
forget. Every restaurant has a beer list,
Mhm.
whether it's fancy
Mhm.
or whether it's literally just, you get that look from the waitress like, really, you're asking me? Turn to the right, you dumb fuck. All the taps are right there.
And
That's our beer list.
I will look at them, and then based on what I
No.
see, I'll go, I'll have a Coke.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough because unless you go to a place that actually like if you go to BW3s, you have your Generals, you got your Sam Adams, you got your Miller Lite, your Budweiser, Bud Light. You have that. But then what you don't see is they also have like Newcastle. The shit that you just don't tap because that's disrespectful.
Mhm.
Like it's bottle form,
Mhm.
and that's it. Corona. Or
And Corona,
Fat Squirrel.
I think Corona's as close. That's the only mainstream one I'll probably do. I like Corona.
I'm actually kind of a big fan of it. With a lemon, even. I'll go so far
Ooh,
to say.
lemon? Lime.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. You're
Yeah.
right. Lime.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
I
The
was gonna
green,
say lemon,
the
that'd be
green
fucking
one.
weird.
That's
Corona tastes weird without
The
it.
green
It
lemon.
does. It's
Like
Good.
Corona without a lime is gross. You gotta have a lime in it.
So do you do the heavy? Are you able to do the heavy beers like Blue Moon? Will you do
Yeah.
that with an orange peel?
Oh yeah,
Oh, you.
spotted cow.
Beer guy.
Remember my spotted cow show was at Sabel's wedding?
That was
That was awesome.
terrifying.
So he got like a quarter barrel of spotted cow. All right, knowing I liked it, and he's like, they wanted to get a different option. I was like, you should get spotted cow, and they're like, okay, fine. They got like a quarter barrel. Nobody else was drinking it, so I made it my personal mission to drink as much of it as possible.
Well, you have to.
Oh yeah. So I believe I was at. Well, we stopped somewhere first.
That's
At like
that's
a
lot
bar.
of cups, dude.
And what was it? His brother did try to power drink a beer and did it in 30 seconds or something.
Something like that.
Slam a beer, and I was standing there going, I bet you I could beat that in a heartbeat.
Mm.
So
You were already several beers.
I was probably
in.
3 or 4 in at that point. So we got to the reception not long later, and I think I was up to number 8 at that point. And I got either number 8 or number 9 in my hand. It was a full glass, the 16, 20-ounce glass, whatever they are. And I ran into Chris and Carrie, and I was hammered at that point. And
They were there already? Or?
yeah, we were all there. I was wandering around the room aimlessly like a drunk, and I happened upon them, and I had just gotten a new beer, and Chris was like, "What number is that?" I was like, "No, 8 or 9, whatever." And you said I don't want to see that beer in your hand in another 5 minutes or something. I was like, I can take care of that. I was like, just pounded it 8 seconds, just done. And I stood there for a moment and went, "Ooh."
Yeah. It was immediately with the, I don't feel good.
I was like, I gotta go outside.
Yeah.
I went outside for a minute, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna puke. And I stood there, and it was cool, brisk air, and I'm like, I didn't puke. We're good. Went back inside, got another beer.
I need a bucket.
Spotted cow isn't really the one that. Yeah, that's generally not. That wouldn't be one that I'd pick to get tanked off of.
Well, the problem with it is that shit is heavy.
Very much so.
Yeah, one of those is like 4 Miller Lights. So yeah, I was like 8 down on that one by at that point.
So what is your drink of choice then? When you just in the
I
middle,
like
you just
mixed
get
drinks.
tossed.
Like there's like mixed drink screwdrivers, Captain Cokes, that kind of stuff.
That's where it's at.
That's why you don't drink that much. It's a headache and a half when you wake up the next morning.
Fuck no. Really?
Yeah.
You get hungover?
The
James, do
fruity
you?
ones, enough of the fruity ones I would.
Yeah.
Not hungover, it's just a headache.
Yeah. Well, that's
You
hungover.
gotta take a vitamin B pill first.
It's fucking dude. If you wake up in the morning with a headache, you get a hangover. Just so you're aware.
Yeah, but I get headaches frequently enough, or
I'm
I
just
have a
saying.
hangover every day then.
That's as I'm a big fan of being genetically impervious to hangovers. I have gotten beyond blitzed. Slept for like 4 hours, wake up, and I'm good. Like it never happened.
Weed is good for that too. Just don't do it while you're drinking. That'll be today's public service announcement.
Today's public service announcement: don't smoke weed. while you're
Or if
drinking.
you're already drunk, show no interest in smoking weed.
More you
No
know.
problem.
You'll get the spins,
I
and you will die.
sober, drunk, at any point in my life, I've never once showed any interest in smoking weed. Nor have I ever even known how to obtain it, would I have wanted to. That is the life I have lived. At no point in my life, even if I said, you know what, I want to try some weed, not a single person I know could have assisted in that.
Anymore.
I now know somebody who could assist in that. But growing up in my youth, you know, through high school and whatnot,
I would have thought that you would have for sure, man. This picture you showed me of yourself in high school.
Oh, yeah. No, but same thing. I mean, in high
You're
school?
you're a piper.
What?
Carrying a pipe. Just a little one-hitter guy.
Oh.
That's who you are. But now you're aged a little bit with the beard. And now you're like, you'd be a Sherlock guy. That's what they make those. They're expensive as hell.
oh, the big, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But they look fucking cool.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, smoking weed, now that it's becoming legal,
Mhm.
of course the fucking hipsters are going to attach onto it now, and they're going to, like...
It's gonna be annoying. That
Yeah, it's exactly. It's these guys are going to, like... You smoke it out of a cigar? What a waste. Fuck you, shithead. What do you smoke it out of a pipe? That's a waste, because it tastes delicious. I used to have one. I've had all of them. All the kinds. The Sherlock was pretty fun, though.
that is, I am picturing the right thing when he says that, right?
the big curved
Yeah, big
pipes.
curved
and-
pipe.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. Just making sure we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, it's not anything like you'd be like, oh, I didn't realize it. No, it's...
That is not the color I pictured, but it's
No.
the shape.
That's a little much.
Yeah. You're not hiding what you're smoking at that point. If you're
No.
walking around with a pipe like that.
Yeah. It's just the Sherlock, it's the shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they get
That's the standard.
extraordinary.
What the fuck? You know, pipes like that, like the one you just are expensive.
Very much so.
Fuck.
That's handcrafted, man.
no,
You
I
can't
mean just
make that shit
at like
like
a, just at like a smoke shop, like tobacco. You know, you go to look for like a pipe like that. Like when
you have
one of the
right
times,
by your house, but
yeah, I've got a hookah shop over here too.
because when I stopped at the cousins, I was looking down at my shoes, and right in the bottom window there's a hookah and like 10 bongs. I'm like, oh, all right.
Well, the cousins you stop at on 76 and no, that's the
No,
subway.
it's
Oh, 51st
Newer,
and Howard.
Newer Parkway.
Oh, down there,
and,
yeah. There's the smoker shop is down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Was it one? Because I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm
on
under the-
76,
I was under
on
the
76,
sign.
76 and Howard, there's a Sphinx. It's a Sphinx, the king of hookah. That's like their sub fucking title now. Anyways, no, when we were in the Ensemble in Vegas last year, he wanted to get a pipe just for the hell of it. And it was like the cheapest one in the shop was like $75. I was like, he was like, fuck that, you know, because he's a cigar guy. He likes cigars.
Me too.
And that was the one time I tried. He's like, he made me try one. He's like, this is the mildest cigar. Okay. I took like one puff off it, and it was like breathing fire. I was like, this is horrible. What the fuck?
That's the fuck I'm talking about. Breathing that hot fire. That's
I've done the hookah thing a ton of times because Andy has a hookah. He bought one when he was in Iraq or whatever. A nice Syrian made
Straight
one.
from the source.
And that's where he bought it and got all the shit from. He got rid of it. It was falling apart because it was old. And
Made in
but-
Iraq.
that was actually made in Syria. And if you go over there to buy one, I guess those are the nice ones, are the Syrian-made ones.
I think there's probably some kind of a stipulation right now about flying to Syria.
Nah, well,
Might
if
not
you're
be
in
able to do
Iraq,
it.
it's not hard to get Syrian-made shit. Yeah. But he brought all kinds of tobacco and stuff back from there. So that was good. I never minded that.
Afghani weed is pretty good.
Never had that.
It's been around for a while.
This whole show has taken a totally weird turn.
It has
And
suddenly.
you look really confused.
See?
See, I can at least speak to the hookah thing.
No, I
I've
got
done that.
nothing.
There's been times where we were having like a bonfire, like at his old house, and it'd be me and him in the backyard, just getting hammered, drinking beer and smoking a hookah. But it was like cold outside, so one time, like I think his sister and brother, like their family was over, and me and Andy were just outside. They took a picture. It's like we're like huddled up in blankets, and I have like a blanket wrapped around my face, hookah like hose in one hand, and then a beer in the other. I'm like, that's a good night. Just sitting there all night.
That's what we'll do next week for couples therapy.
You smoke the hookah?
Yeah. And you and Carrie will sit next to each other. You'll share
We should get
a
one.
side.
We can get a hookah.
There was a hookah. Oh, one in the window. I'll go get that one.
There you go.
Fucking go over to Sphinx or get one. Probably a better one than the smoker shop.
But I mean, we'll do tobacco just so you don't worry about your job.
Yeah.
We can get you vanilla.
That's true because there have been random drug
Sure.
tests.
Yep.
Dude, fucking get apple.
Apple.
That sounds good.
Get apple. Carrie like apples.
Grape.
You like that? Grape and mango are probably my favorite cigars.
Because you get an apple, you actually like take the actual apple and you put the fucking little charcoal thing up on it. Put a whole apple up on it too, in addition to the apple flavor, and then you pour fucking like apple juice mixed with the water and the ice in the bottom. That's one thing I know about. Yeah,
Listen to you.
I have done the hookah thing.
Spice up your life.
Oh, what time are we?
You don't have to.
We are at
You don't have to.
2
be alone.
hours.
We're at 2 hours.
We're at 2 hours.
We have gone way longer.
Yeah,
than
We'll
normal.
just cut it in half and
we
make
need to wrap
the
this
second
up,
half
I
next
guess.
week's episode.
Yeah.
We'll take a week off.
Yeah.
So
No.
then,
No weeks off.
well,
Sorry.
Chris might not want to do it next week.
Yeah, it will. As long as you're not here. All right, well, we'll cut this one here. Get the fuck up. All right, we done.